All right, guys. This is the final part of us of our journey on the superhero app, and then I'm jumping onto the zoo class. I know I'm a bit late because I had tons of work to do, which are not related to the FNB app. So right now, what we have here, we last checked. We had our Thor, we had Iron Man, we had everyone there. But if we click on Iron Man, we go to a blank page because we haven't set his bio. We go on Thor. We do get Thor here. We get the name of Thor. Like we get his name in red because we had set it in red. We get the picture and we get the bio. So in this case, guys, when it comes to the bio and the past status, I'll just copy and paste the same thing because at the end of the day, this is to show you, not necessarily to take you like one by one, like step in terms of like the bio. You know that this is for Thor, so I'll just copy and paste this and put it in kept in for Iron Man, and then you have to change that so that it suits everything. Okay, so let's go back to our home page and let's go check our code. So what we have here, index HTML. Remember, guys, we have all this. And then on the Thor HTML, we have this, right? Which is okay, right? So what I'm going to do, so I'm going to copy. I'm going to select all this from the Thor HTML. Now go to my Iron Man HTML, then I paste, right? Then on the header, I'm going to just say Iron Man. I'm going to say, okay, my bad. I'm going to say Iron Man, right? Then I don't know why it's giving me a red thingy when I'm saying Iron Man. Yes, just like that. So have Iron Man, full name, Tony Stark. Just to give you an example, right? Full name is Tony Stark. Stark, place of birth is Earth, right? Alignment good, male, race, we say human because he is human, he's not an alien. Human, past status, all this I can leave just like that, then press save, right? So now when I'm going back to, let me just quickly go to our main HTML because I need to see how it looks from there, right? So Avengers here, we click on Thor, we get his name, his picture, and his bio. Fine. We go back, it goes take us to our homepage where we click on you and we get Iron Man and the things. But we forgot to change the picture, so that one is not a problem. So going back to our index HTML, we can see that Iron Man is here. Is image 2, right? Image 2. So sometimes you don't have to type most of this. You just have to literally to Avengers just say image 2 in this case because we're changing a small thing, right? So if we go back to our live server, now we have Iron Man, and then name Tony Stark. Okay, go back here. Iron Man busy doing some typing errors. So there's Iron Man, so I forgot to remove Thor, then Tony Stark, right? So pretty much, and then what you have here, and then we have all of that, right? So we're getting Iron Man. So we go back to our home. So we have Thor, he shows, right? We go back, we have Iron Man, it shows, right? So you pretty much do everything else for that, okay? For the rest of these, and I think that one is pretty self-explanatory. I don't really have to go into that. You just pretty much replicate what you did with Iron Man throughout everything, okay? But just for yeah, pretty much. So what I'm more concerned about is the about page and the contact page, okay? So on the about page, what I'm just going to do, I'm just going to go to my about page. Struggling to see it. Black Widow index, Sandman, Thor. All right, so we need to create an about page and about HTML and a contact HTML. Okay, so just here, about.html. Okay, then on the index, what did we create? It's an about HTML and a contact.html, right? Contact.html. All right. So on my about, we're just going to put a exclamation mark, which is going to give us an image abbreviation there, and then right we have here, and then here I'll just on the title document I will say about, because now we're moving at a bit quicker pace due to the fact that we are now understanding what is required in a sense. So we can't be going back to the basics in terms of everything. Okay, so in this case it's just the about. Okay, so in the about, what I would do is create an h1, right? I'll create an h1 and say about us, which is going to trigger the image, right? The image thingy, so that it should keep up something, right? So it says here, welcome to our Avengers fan page, universe and everything. I'm okay with that. Go to here. What else do you have for me? Okay, so I must have, okay. So press enter here. So after this, I'll probably put our, maybe a contact us, but no, this is just the about page. So about page, you can just put everything that you want to state about, like what we are, what the thing is about. So in this case, it just says, welcome to the Avengers fan page. Here we celebrate the iconic superheroes from Marvel Universe, from Thor's mighty, and I think here you just finish it off. So from Thor's mighty hammer to iron, and then like you could put your, like essentially in this case you would put a whole description of what you want. So take for example, this is a salon. This is your chance to explain what the salon does. If this is an NGO, this is your chance to explain what the NGO does. But in this case, I'm just showing you the basics so that you can take from the basics and do what you need to do with it. Okay, so on the bio you can click on Thor. We actually we get the name and we get the everything else, right? We go to about, we get that. Then we can go back. We link in the pages, right? We go to contact, it's empty because there's nothing there. What we can do, go to our contacts. Where's our contact HTML? We'll go to our contact HTML, drive up the exclamation mark on the image, get the boilerplate. On here, on the title of the document, I just say contact, right? And in here, we can put a form. You can put a form, just put that in a form, guys. I will explain how to do a form, right? But here is just an example of what needs to be done in terms of like what you can do. You can put a form, right? But remember, don't say, Frank, you did this. We don't know what a form is. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I will show you. Okay? I will show you, right? I will show you how to do forms. So in this case, let's save our thing, because here I'm just trying to fill in so you get a bigger picture of what it is. So in this case, this is a contact us, because actually it should be on the contact us, right? What did I put it on? Yes, on the contact. So contact us. You put your name, you put your you put your name, you put your email, put your message, then you submit. Okay. So we pretty much done. What I do want to show you, when you right click and you say inspect, it will take you here. What this is essentially is inspector tools, what I told you guys about, right? And when it comes to inspector tools, it's a very interesting thing in a sense where, you know, it shows you what your website is going to look like across the board of all devices. So how do you get to inspector tools? You right click and say inspect, and then it will show you this. So here you can choose whether you want it to be responsive. This is for the whole site, right? Whether you want it to be an iPhone SE, what it looks like on iPhone SE. So if you say home here, and then it takes us, now the big images are starting to look nice. This is how it will look on your phone, right? You start looking at this, I'm like, okay. You click on Iron Man, it will load Iron Man here. Now it makes sense because the names look big now and everything, right? But on the website we could, but right now, remember, we're not doing it for perfection. We are doing it for basics so that you can learn. So reason why the websites are going to look very ugly when you're starting is because we are trying to take you to the basic level. So you can't start with doing backflips when you're teaching you how to ride a bicycle. You have to start with a small pedaling, and then you learn from there. So honestly, website is looking, it's looking solid. It's looking solid. But what we do need to do is essentially, I think the one thing that we forgot here is to make sure that there's a similar this header should be always on the other sides as well, so that there's no on the about, because it just goes empty instead of having this menu here, right? So we can go back to our menu, go to our index.html. So if you've done it already, there is no need for you to struggle. Just take your whole header from here, right? Take your whole header, you copy it, right? You go to your about HTML, right? So remember, we've got our head, yes. Then on our body here, we have our header, right? Then we minimize you. And then under our header, we are going to have our main content. So you see, guys, why main content sometimes tends to be important, because it really does organize your code in the way you want it to, and it's for those technologies that I spoke about. Okay, so let's put your main here so that you are fine, right? And cool. So now when you save and we go back onto our, now we can go home, we go here, we click on that. It's now user friendly. So when you talk about UX, we're talking about it being user friendly in a sense where if this wasn't there, how would the UX experience be? Terrible, because the person clicks on on about, then they would be having an issue. So now our about is not correlating to our CSS. Now we have to check, why is our about not correlating to our CSS, right? Because we already did everything. So CSS should actually affect everything. But now if we go to our head, what do we see? And this is the issue where you have where someone says, oh, framework code is not working. Yes, because you did not link it with your CSS. So now if I link it with my CSS now, and I need you to look at this because this happened at the it changed. But now, if you remember, the CSS it was looking terrible because the CSS wasn't applied. So now when we go back home, fine. When we go here, fine. When we go to about, fine. This remains there, So contact, we don't have it, right? What do we have to do now? Go to our contact page. But first we go to our index.html, copy the same guy, go to our contact, right? Where's contact here. Then we know that, okay, the form itself falls under a main, right? And I'll have to take you and put you under form, and then do that, right? Fine. You are under main, and you are going to be right, and because we had copied that, so we go back to our index and we copy you, and then we go to our contact, right? Click on here, paste you, and then now we have our header and our main, right? Save. And again, don't forget, and I want to show you now, if you save it like this without linking to your CSS, what are we going to look like? What a wow. What a horrible looking website. It looks horrible, right? But if you do go back here and you link it with your existing CSS, because your VS Code is going to pick up that there is an existing CSS anyway, so you can, do the image thing and press tab and it will connect. Now when it's connected, yay, we good. So now you can put your your thing. There is a way to make the contact us look nice, but remember you have to put CSS on it. You have to put CSS, you have to put your JavaScript as well to make this really function the way you want it to, right? But for now, basics, guys. About, yes. Home, yes. Click on you, yes. So I think this should be a quick rundown to make you understand like how to go about it, but pretty much. So right here, though is the bio, but we go home. We cool, right? And then we go here and we say, we click on Iron Man. Here's the bio. If we want to go back, we go home. And we'll say, the bio, there's nothing here because we didn't do anything. But you just copy and paste the pretty much and change the names and everything. And pretty much, right? So don't forget that at the end of the day, this is what we have. All right? So think about it, digest this, and take time. But there is something someone mentioned. I think I'll post it in a separate video, but okay, fine. So yeah, that's our superhero app. It looks nice when it's here. So when it's on a mobile view, looks amazing. Let's see how it looks like on a, Samsung S20 Ultra. This is what it looks like. What does it look like on a, the iPhone 14 Pro Max? This is what it looks like, right? So this will give you a good understanding of like what your thing is going to look like when it's on, and then when you take it back to responsive and you close this is what it looks like on a big screen. So there are ways to manipulate this to make sure that it looks better on big screen and it looks better on small screen. We are going to go on about that, but that's pretty much the superhero app in a nutshell. Thank you guys for watching. So now on the next video, we are going to be doing the Zoo app, and yeah, get ready for that.